Iron Man actually has the worst variance out of all realities. And that is something that the Multiversal Avengers discovered after they decided to search for the best existing version of Tony Stark from all dimensions to join their team. Since unfortunately, the Iron Man of the current team was only an Ant-Man Stark variant, heavily depressed and also heavily alcoholic. However, as soon as the Avengers traveled to the first candidate universe, they end up finding an extremely paranoid Iron Man who in the very same second just started running away from them at full speed. And even though the Avengers tried to catch him to say that they actually came in peace, Tony kept running like a madman until he ended up suffering a serious flight accident and literally died, exploded into a million pieces. The Avengers then moved on to another universe, but after they came across a Tony Stark literally crucified because the people of that Earth thought he was some kind of witch, the team keeps searching for a candidate visiting hundreds of dimensions, but only to see a bunch of Tonys, each crazier than the previous ones, including one who kept living trapped for years inside the cave, believing that he was still being held captive, even with the guards outside already having died a long time ago. However, even though Ant-Man Stark was already almost hopeless, he decides to give it one last chance and ends up finding an elderly Tony Stark who fortunately was psychologically well, even offering help to fix anything broken that Ant-Man wanted, claiming that he spent his whole life doing that for others. However, as soon as Ant-Man Stark just tells him to rest while offering some liquor, old Tony refuses the offer and explains that he learned that he needed a clear mind to live well, then saying that he saw a lot of himself in Ant-Man Stark and revealing that the biggest secret to fixing broken things was simply admitting that you were broken as well and starting to fix yourself together with them. And after some time passes and old Tony ends up dying, Ant-Man Tony learns an important lesson and immediately decides to abandon his drinking addiction, then gathering all the broken Starks that he had found across the multiverse and forming a new team entirely made of Tonys, now convincing all of them that they did not need to be perfect because being broken also helps when it comes to recognizing and fixing other broken things.